4, 3, 2, 1, and we're back live here, MSB Week 2 in the books. We're going to be doing a quick recap of each field. This week we only had 3 matchups. We had Cobra Kai and the Mighty Ducks. They took off this week, so we're going to get into it real quick, and we're going to start on Calvert Field 2. And let me introduce my first guest of this evening, star left fielder of the Major League organization, Elliot Mann.
Hey, Sam.
Elliot, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we're going to get into this. I want you to do a lot of talking right now, as we discussed off camera, but it's your first year in the league in like 3-4 years, maybe more than that?
Yeah, probably 5 at this point.
Tell me what you've seen from then till now, how the product has changed, what you feel. Welcome back, by the way. It's good to have you back. And
it's good to be back. It's good to be back. So after winning Rookie of the Year in the BKS Softball League quite some time ago, I played in YMSL for a couple of years.
You had some hamstring problems, right?
Had some hamstring problems. Took a couple of years off. Didn't want to deal with the ASAP. And I missed the game, so I'm back. And Sam did a hell of a job recruiting me, and it's great to be back so far. And
not only are you back, you're on a 4-0 first place team. Your team is a little interesting because you're without your best hitter for the first 4 games of the season in Archie. So who even knows what kind of wild card that brings to your squad. You have Mark Cohn on the mound pitching like he's Cy Young, but not really. If you look at between the numbers, a lot of walks, a lot of base runners, they're just not cashing in. So maybe the other shoe is going to fall on that one, I'm not sure. But either way, you have Itzkowitz playing lights out. You're playing amazing in left field. Your captain, DT, you looked great last week on the highlights. Clutch, Sammy Esses. Go, tell me about your team.
We got a very deep team, and the beauty of it is everybody's versatile. Everybody can play a few different positions.
True.
Everybody has the right attitude when they play. Everybody's there to pick each other up. I'm not off to the hottest start at the plate. I'm not getting great swings.
Yeah, but it looks like you're patrolling left field, and that's exactly what they need from you, because between you and Itzkowitz in center and left, it looks like that might be the strongest 1-2 in the outfield across the league, which is one of the reasons why you guys are 4-0.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's a great player. So going in, we didn't know much about him. What's your scouting report just 2 weeks in on this kid, Itzkowitz?
Hits ropes every single at-bat. He squares up and he hits it hard. In the field, he's smooth.
How's his arm?
I haven't seen him really let it fly yet, but from what it looks like he throws very effortlessly.
So this guy, he's been a star in other leagues for years, so I know him from then. So the transition here, I'm actually pleasantly surprised, and obviously can't get off to a better start, like we said.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get into this week's games. It was a very interesting matchup. We had Kakambas 1-1. They had a great split the week before. Sometimes you have bad splits. It was a good split. And going in, it looks like they were off to a great start. They were out of the gates running. They had a big lead on you guys. And then tell me what happened.
Yeah, that team, they're a strong hitting team. They got a lot of hard hitters between Hammer and Hank, David Harari, Ralph Hannon,
Joey Cohen.
DC's a very good, patient leadoff hitter. They're deep.
Their team is great. Their one question mark, it looked like, was left field, because Hank Dweck made an amazing catch going back on a play, but there were simple balls that were right in front of him that were just like galloping away from him a little bit. So I think that's one part where they have to shore up, but still, they were in position to win this game. They were in position to close the door early and often, and then you guys were relentless. You guys made a crazy comeback, sparked by, I think, who started that rally?
I'm honestly not sure, but I want to guess it was either DT or Chaz, because both of those guys.
Well, Chaz won Player of the Week, so yeah, Chaz was a nuisance to them all day long. Ralph did have the walk bug a little bit, so you guys took advantage on that. But let's just fast forward to this one big play where it was the play of the week, and I'm sorry to throw Dave under the bus again, but it was bottom. Yeah, it was unfortunate. It was bottom of the 8th or bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, they could have walked off. It was 1st and 2nd with nobody out, and Jeffrey Gindy actually came along to come watch. And he was chirping a little bit, talking smack to both teams, trying to rile everybody up.
Jeffrey is part of the media, official member.
Jeffrey's the best.
So he officially signed contracts. He will be there every week or whenever he can, be sideline commentator. But yeah, Jeffrey's there. David Harari was up 1st and 2nd, nobody out, tie game.
He hit a screamer right to Sammy Esses, his glove at third base. Ralph was caught off first base.
So there's a lot of problems happening over here. Obviously, what happened. Ralph had no business being on first base because he means nothing, but it's instinct. The line drive is a line drive. Dave has to figure out a way to roll over that ball, move the runners over. It all went to hell for them over there. It didn't work out. You know what? Let's actually check out that play right now. Goes the other way, right at Esses to first, double play! I can't believe it! Line drive at the third baseman, and Esses slings it over to first.
So smooth there.
Wow!
Barely had to move his feet and made a great throw to first. My question is, what is David Herrera doing going the opposite field there?
He hit it hard, but you know what? You're 100% right.
You got first and second. You gotta advance your runners.
You gotta roll over that ball.
Drive the ball to right field. Any righty would give anything to drive the ball to right field.
Okay, so as we saw it over there, really unbelievable. That was the momentum swing. That was the momentum swing because then they had another opportunity to win it. We had a runner on first and second, I believe it was. Moko was up with a bad hamstring.
And I know all about those.
So the hamstrings are problems, but Dave didn't pull him. I guess he rookie captain jitters. I know he's learning from his mistakes, but Moko hit into a double play, and that was it for them. That snuffed him out. And then
for an inside pitch to drive, but you're right. That's a hot shot. Fielded by Chaz, a second for one.
Smooth.
On to first, and he got him! What a double play. Moko not fleet of foot.
Terrible. That's terrible.
And that snuffed him out, and then you guys just took control of the game. You scored a bunch of runs, and you ran away with game one after it was an extra innings, obviously. And then game two, how did it start?
Game two, they had us at bay at the plate, but just little by little. We were just taking small bites, scoring a couple of runs here, a couple of runs there, and Mark Cohen, I gotta give him all the credit in the world. He had a bend but don't break mentality, even though it seemed like every count was 3-2.
Usually when he bends, everything breaks.
Sammy and DT are doing a great job of just keeping them composed. Busso is an all-world catcher.
Chaz, a lot of these personalities actually gelled well with each other. Chaz is holding Busso and DT and is holding Sammy accountable, and everyone's holding each other accountable on the team, and I can tell. And again, this is without the bat of Archie Eichhorn. He is the biggest bat in our league, so
I'm hearing crazy things about Archie.
So listen,
the ball comes off his bat.
I know you have this thing, if you have a winning formula, you don't want to mess around, but when you're adding in one of the best talents offensively there is, I don't see how that could go wrong, but obviously your defense will have to switch around a little bit, but I think it's minor, and I think you guys are well on your way to a playoff berth. I know we're only 2 weeks in, you're 4-0, but going into the Passover break next week, this Sunday, if you grab a game, being 5-1, and everyone else at the bottom of the standings with their 0-2 and 0-4 and 1-3s, I think you guys are in a pretty good spot. And you guys got off to the great start that everyone would love to get off to in the spring.
My wife's birthday was last Sunday. We went 2-0.
Happy birthday.
It's going to be this Sunday, so
Happy
we got to go
birthday.
2-0 again.
Wow, how old are you turning?
Game of Thrones is coming back. I'm turning 28.
28 years old on the premiere of Game of Thrones on the week 3 of the schedule. This has the potential to be the greatest Sunday of your life. Imagine, you get a birthday, you probably get an unbelievable dinner, you're getting Thrones, you're getting 2 softball games on Sunday. Oh, I'm jealous. I really am.
Freaking wait.
Either way, so we're looking forward to next week. Who do you take on next week on the schedule?
Yoni Sarfai's team.
So you take on the usual suspects. They are a very tough team. So now we're going to be talking about their games in a little bit, but let's just preview this game right now. Right now, it looks like they're the second to best team in the league. So this is really the top. And for the 2 weeks in a row, they're going up against top teams. They went up against the 2-0 team this past week in 12 Angry Men, and they almost had a sweep, and they just, had the defeat in the jaws of victory, whatever that line is, and they blew it, but they had 2 games, and now they're having another tough task. I know they have a lot of history against Mark. So you guys, I'm excited. Last time I called a split, and I was right, but this has split written all over it. You guys are 2 tough teams, and I'm excited for it. I will be recording this game as potentially game of the week.
I'm looking forward. I always love a good game. Win, lose, as long as this game, brings you joy, it's worth every second of it.
Listen, you sound like you're walking cliche, and I can't blame you. I agree with you.
I'm telling you, after taking a couple of years off, you just appreciate playing that much more. Even though, I'm not off to the best start.
Guys, do not take couples of years off. This is not what he's saying, but you got the idea.
Don't do it.
Because once you miss it, and sometimes you can never come back. Sometimes, what you just did is very tough to do. Playing softball for the first 4 or 5 years of being married, and then taking 2 years off. How many years you married?
A year and a half.
Year and a half. Oh, wow. So what you're actually doing is beyond against the grain. You didn't play when you got married, and now is the first time you're playing, and she's cool with it.
Yeah.
Just don't let go, because if you let go, as we see with some of the people, another one bites the dust. So either way, we're glad to have you back. Good luck for this stretch run.
Thank you.
Hopefully, for your sake, you win 2 games, just clean games, and going into the Passover break, enjoy your family and enjoy the holiday. And I think that about wraps it up.
Sounds good.
That sounds good.
Thanks a lot, Sam. Appreciate it.
Okay, now that was first segment. Here for segment 2, going to Caliber 1. We had Old School versus the Sandlot. We had Stephen Gindy going up against Joe Ciferati. And I'm actually going to bring on a rookie having a eye-popping year, both on the field and on the bench, and with the media. The media ban is officially lifted. Schneur Silverstein, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming on.
I'm doing well. First of all, I want to say 2 things. One is I appreciate how you try to find the furthest places for me for games and interviews and stuff.
You got it, baby.
We can't even, this is like the outskirts. Where the hell are we?
Right now, we are in our Dumbo studios over here in Brooklyn.
Right.
We're only branching out and opening up in different locations, but we're glad to have you out here. And I believe you have something about a sort of sponsor you wanted to promote?
Oh yeah, so I'm here sponsoring a couple different things tonight. That's the only reason why they got me out here. But the other thing I needed to say real quick was I wanted to say thank you to Dave, my captain, for allowing me to do this.
Wait, hold on a second.
What
is
do you
your
mean?
captain David Sabag or is it Stephen Gindy?
What do you mean? What kind of question is that?
Well, let me give you the history.
The more the merrier. That's what do you mean?
So there are multiple captains.
There are no more. You see, we don't need a captain. We're a team. We're a unit.
So you're saying there is no captain?
There are no captains, but decisions have to be made, and decisions are made by select few.
So, okay, let me just give you the history. Stephen Gindy's been a captain in this league for the last 10 years.
All right,
maybe more.
He looks old, by the way. He keeps telling everyone he looks young. I mean, to say he's been in the league for 10 years, that's an understatement.
No, so he's been in the league, I think, since 2007.
For sure, yeah.
So he was captain forever. He was actually Sabag's captain last year of the first seeded team, and they lost eventually. And that's why we're all questioning who the captain is. And another thing that we got to talk about is this media ban. I promise you, I reached out to all representatives of your organization, and you're a captain, you're a co-captain, you're faux captain, whoever, they all said Schneur is not allowed on camera.
Not.
What is going on here, and what do we deserve the privilege of having you on tonight?
Well, the privilege is I wanted to just promote a couple things. One is, Borsalino, get your black hats before the holiday, Pesach. There's locations in Lakewood, Avenue J.
What do you have associated with Borsalino?
I've got business dealings. Don't worry about it. This is an interview. Ask me all the questions. Next, sweet expressions. There's more. There's more. What are you doing here?
I thought once you're promoting Borsalino, you're going to come dressed nicely. What the hell is this?
This is after hours attire. And also, I saw that we're going to be out here in the wind. The hats are such fine quality. I wouldn't want to waste one. Maybe a wind comes, knocks off.
What's next on the docket?
Next on the docket, Sweet Expressions. For all your ice cream and candy needs. They have one, I think, in Muncie and one in Crown Heights. And last but not least, Mootopia. It's a book written by my mother for anyone that has females in their life that might be a little moody. I don't know if you've ever experienced a female that might be moody.
Every day.
Okay, good. I've experienced one or two. I didn't know if Syrian women also get moody. That's my thing.
Every day.
Okay.
Let's get to the game.
Let's go to the good stuff.
So you're going up against an 0-2 team.
Yeah.
You probably guys got the speech that these guys are hungry and these guys they want it bad. They were on the field at 7:30 practicing. And how game 1 go down?
Game 1. First of all, appreciate you having me here.
Of course.
Representing everything. The first game, first of all, there's no speech before the game because we don't care what the other teams, what situation they're in. We're there to play our game.
There's no huddle. There's no speeches. Just go down and play ball.
There's, again, it's a team. It's not 1 or 2 guys. Everyone together. We're not really worried about what they're doing. We know that if we play our game, we can win every single game. It doesn't really matter if the team's 4-0, 0-2, 6-7. It doesn't really.
So your mindset is there. We're coming to win, and you're coming off a good split last week against a tough team.
No. We should have both those games. First week of the season, it definitely happens. But when you have the leadership our team has and the unity our team has, none of this other stuff kind of matters at all. Also, the veteran pitching. Do you understand that our pitcher, he doesn't walk anybody?
So your pitcher, 1 player of the week this past week.
He's unbelievable.
Dan Braun, he had 1 walk. It was on Joe S, and that walk's in question. So I'm gonna tell you, he had two weeks, 1 walk.
Yeah.
So we know he's around the strike zone. He throws a little speed, little deceptiveness. You guys are in every game.
I would put the asterisk by the 1 walk. whether it was planned, whether the calls are quite, there's questions around that. Yeah.
But tell me, you guys won game one, and what fashion? There was a big play that happened, and I would like you to walk me through it. Tell me the score, tell me the inning, and tell me what went down.
The first game?
Yeah.
First game was a bit of a blowout, I believe.
I thought that was the second game.
No. We like to play the second game nice and close.
Oh, God.
We like to give the other team a little bit of hope.
The first game, you blew them out. Got it.
I mean...
Yeah, it was 11-3 or something.
Whatever,
crazy.
Ira Suss, what are you going to do?
Yeah, no, but you know what? Suss actually pitched well from what I saw. The defense betrayed him, and I agree.
I want to tell you, no, I'm kidding. I love Ira Suss. He's a great player. He's a better human being than he is player, and that's saying a lot because he is such a great player.
Somehow that's a backhanded compliment.
That is just a compliment.
I'm not sure what that was. No, actually, listen, I watched Ira. He looked really good. I don't know him well.
He's playing hurt also, by the way.
And he's also playing.
He's hurting.
So he's also playing the tax season. He's a CPA and he's working. So listen, he's sacrificing a lot.
I knew there was a reason I didn't like him, and now it's all starting to make sense.
I hear you. You blew him out game one. Game two.
Game two.
The score was tied at 1. We're going to the 6th or 7th inning.
Yeah.
Stepping to the plate, rookie sensation, Schneider Silverstein.
Yeah.
Tell me what went down and tell me, what went through your mind and the words that were said to you or not said to you after the dugout. Go ahead.
I'm just happy you weren't there with the video camera because on the scoreboard it looks like this massive home run. I can sit here and tell people I hit the ball about a good 700 feet, I'd say, straight over, right center fielder's head. They tell me the ball's never been found. So, I don't know if that's true, but that's what they tell me.
Let me tell you something. No matter how you got it done, you got it done. You broke a 1-all tie, made it 2-1. You got the sweep. You buried that team right now for the time being.
Yeah.
Right now they're down and out. You guys are riding high on that sweep. Now you're 3-1. You're a game out of first place. So you guys came into this week kind of under the radar, but I know after this week, I don't think you're under the radar anymore.
I don't know about that. First of all, I just want to say I'm very happy that I didn't hit like a double that they had to, because there's no way I wanted to run in that situation. I was told I wanted to get a slotted runner, if anything, and I was upset on one end that I had to run the bases, but I was also happy it wasn't a double, so I had to run too much.
Gotcha.
And, before the season, someone posted something about us being top ranked, bottom ranked, middle ranked, they're telling us we're second place, none of this matters. Because if we play our game, that's the only thing that matters.
The games are played in the field. This we understand. And you know what? Now we have a standing shift. We have teams in the bottom and teams on top, and there's no one in the middle right now grabbing that middle playoff berth. So it's going to be interesting.
Even this team that we swept this week, if they pull it together.
Yeah, 2 wins and they're back.
They're back.
2 wins. This week is a swing week. 2 wins from anybody. This could define your season.
You know what? I'm going to say after Pesach, people get their wine in them, a little matzah, they come back a little slower. That's when we're going to start playing better.
What about you? It looks like you're going to get a lot slower.
Whoa! These are shots fired by the commissioner over here. I don't even know his middle name, and he's saying things like this.
Middle initial J, by the way.
J. Donald J. Trump.
That's right.
Sam J. I don't know, just like some connections.
There is connections.
Yeah.
Do you know who you're playing next week on the schedule?
Doesn't matter.
You don't even look.
It doesn't make a difference.
So we're going to preview those games a little later on. Schneider, thank you for coming on. It was a pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
Good luck with all your business ventures.
Definitely. And again, thank you, David Sabag and Steve Gindi, for allowing this to happen.
Which one?
What do you mean, which one?
Who's the captain?
There's no captain. We did this already.
All right, I love you, man. Thank you for coming on. You're always welcome on.
Appreciate it.
The games between the 12 Angry Men and the Usual Suspects. 2-0 versus 2-0. It was going to be a great matchup going in, but before I get into that, I want to give a special shout out to our friends in Norway. I had on Instagram, on the M&S Brooklyn Instagram account, I had a group of guys called the 12 Angry Men, Norwegians, and they said, can you please hook us up with some gear for 12 Angry Men? I'm like, what is going on? I checked into them, and they are a real group called the 12 Angry Men.
Wait, this is
a real story. And if you want, I'll screenshot it, and I'll put the conversation on the show right now. You can check it up right now on the screen. It's going to be there. But yeah, so... right now on the screen, it's going to be there. But yeah, so I wanted to give a shout out to you guys and continue your support. And M&S Brooklyn has gone international. Either way, we're back to the games. Yoni Sarfati on the mound for the Usual Suspects. Michael Diamondstein on the mound for 12 Angry Men. They both look like top teams going in, and nothing changed after that. My mind is the same, and I'm sure the rest of the league's mind is the same. I didn't get a chance to really watch the game in that 40 minutes of recording that I did, but did you play any of these teams yet? Who did you play last week? You didn't even play them yet.
No, we played the Sandlot last week.
Right, so you played the Sandlot, so you didn't even have a chance to see these guys.
No.
But so I guess I'll be doing more of the talking over here. But Michael Diamondstein, he thought he was sweeping. I talked to him before the games. Yoni Sarfati, he guaranteed his sweep. So we had two pitchers really like heated going up against each other, and we had two tight ball games. Usual Suspects was this close to actually sweeping 12 Angry Men. 12 Angry Men pulled it out in Game 2. The scores, I'll tell you right now, Game 1 was 7-5 Usual Suspects, and Game 2 was 4-3 4 Angry Men, and they made a comeback. So, do you know much about either of these teams?
No, but I've faced Diamondstein before, and it's not fun, especially lefty on lefty.
Oh yeah, you have that
nasty.
disadvantage.
He's nasty.
And their team, if you look up and down, they have Sendy Berger at shortstop. You don't know who he is. I mean, that's
I do know him.
So they have really good ball players on their squad, and their defense is there, their pitching is there, their timely hitting is there, their young rookies are coming to play. So it's a tough task, anyone that faces them. And to me, they're still one of the upper echelon teams. I actually think I put them ahead of your 4-0 team. That's how much. Only because of the Diamondstein versus Mark Cohen factor. I just I will ride him as my horse over Mark at this point in my career. So that really sums up those games. I don't have many details. I apologize. But next we'll be looking forward to next week's games in the next segment. And now Elliot and I will be predicting the upcoming games and forecasting. Matchup number 1, I actually want you to talk about. It's the Mighty Ducks going up against Old School.
Who are we looking at?
So the Mighty Ducks is Yakov and Jojo Saruya with Mike Melech Solomon. They're the reigning champion core. Heavy hitting team, lefty pitcher again. Good hitting team. They got off to a brutal start, 0-2, but they're good. They're going up against Old School. Old School is the Schneider Silverstein, Stephen Gindy squad. So starting pitchers is Dan Braun versus Yakov Saruya. Both their offense, I actually think the Ducks have an advantage on offense, but defensively, I would take Old School at this point. Leadership-wise, as much as we question in Jets that they have none, I think they're a little more focused and together, and the Ducks are a little desperate at this point. They're 0-2, they're looking for answers. What do you think?
I think the Saruya boys are heavy hitters, and that team is definitely going to be trouble, but you can never count the Stephen Gindy team out. Even when he's not his team per se as a captain, I can't see him doing worse than 1-1 on this week. So I'm going to be safe and call it a split.
If you're calling a split, I'm actually calling a sweep for the Ducks. How about that? So
Back it up.
And that would shake things up. And I kind of got into it saying that I don't think their defense is great, but I think their offense will explode this week. And I'm not going to say the wheels are going to come off Dan Braun, but I do believe that Duck organization is really hungry, and they're going to come out strong. Going to the next matchup, we have Cobra Kai against 12 Angry Men. Cobra Kai was off last week due to their scheduling conflicts. 12 Angry Men's coming off a split. Cobra Kai's the Ray Esses with the Richters and Natan and Bobby and Ray, obviously, and company. And 12 Angry Men we just discussed. How do you see these games going?
Cobra Kai has a lot of my old friends who went to Flatbush High School. You got the Richter boys, you got A.B. Shabbat. Those guys, don't sleep on them. I think they're going to pull it out. I think they're going to sweep.
So Cobra Kai, they obviously didn't get up to the start they thought they were going to get up, but they had an opportunity to win last week. We saw at the plate Richter hit the potential walk-off, and so they really should have a win to their credit. Again, I do like them.
They're winless right
now?
They're
0-2. They only played 1 week.
So they only played 1 week.
And last week they were off. So again, just like the Ducks, same scenario. I also see them winning too. I think the standings are going to be shooken this week. I think the top teams are going to lose, the bottom teams are going to win, and we're going to be in a mess going into Passover. I really do believe that. So what's your prediction on that one?
I think Cobra Kai takes
Cobra Kai too. So we're both on the same page over there. And then the next matchup, we have the Sandlot versus the Kakambas. Sandlot, you just played the Kakambas.
And we played Sandlot.
And you played the Sandlot. So this is all you. Talk to me.
Kakambas are tough, man, especially when Ralph Hannon's got his A-game cooking. Oh, man. I mean, they got too much hitting. Sandlot, maybe it was week 1, but when we played them, their defense was pretty shaky. I think Kakambas take 2.
So you're calling Kakambas in a sweep. I think they're a little bit in disarray still. I think they grab game 1, get a little comfortable, and lose game 2, and it's a split. Final matchup of the day, we're going into your team. Usual Suspects versus Major League. Usual suspects. We talked about them at length already. I'm still feeling. We didn't make a prediction yet in this game, and I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't get mad at me. Usual suspects are sweeping you guys. So, and I know we talked about it before, but I want to get back to it again now.
Let's use that as motivation for us to bring the crisp game.
I see a sweep in your cards, not in your favor.
Why is that?
I think you guys are riding the magic carpet ride. I think Archie's going to come back, and it's going to actually make things a little interesting in the lineup. I know you're adding a crazy bat. It sounds insane, but defensively you're going to have some shakeups. Mark's not going to be this great every time.
I disagree.
So you know what? For your sake and for the league's sake, I hope you're right. And I hope I'm wrong.
Like I said, Mark can unravel, but so far, with Busso, Ray, and DT keeping him in check.
And Chaz.
Chaz might not play shortstop all year.
No,
might not
won't.
be in the infield.
You guys were missing Ralph Shama.
Chaz is also another calming influence. Every single guy on our team is
I'll call Chaz far from
professional.
calming, by the way, after this past Sunday. If he becomes
Maybe
your
with
team.
the umpires, but you know what? Around his teammates, there's nobody that you'd rather have pick you up.
No, 100%. Okay, that was the game previews for this coming week. I just wanted to reiterate, everybody, you must wear your uniforms. It is league enforced. Otherwise, the batter will start with an 0-1 count, and this is non-negotiable.
We've seen it happen. The CC Sabathia jersey wasn't cutting it.
Listen, it is. I'm sorry if you don't like the rule. It is what it is, and I'm talking to everybody. I know sometimes, but I don't see why you want to wear these jerseys. They're gorgeous.
They're fabulous.
Anyway, I want to thank our sponsors, our real sponsors, not Silverstein sponsors. Our sponsors, we have Ariel University, American Friends of Ariel University, and of course, Menachem Diamondstein's Only Results Marketing. He does a great job, and you guys should give him a call and definitely give him an opportunity. Thank you very much, and looking forward to Week 3's games, and looking forward to the Passover break, and good luck.
Thank you.